Hey everybody, it's your old pal Steve Moore here, owner of runmoore, this fabulous brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Today we'll be discussing the new Altra FWD Via 2 coming out in fall of 2025. I actually botched this intro several times because there actually hardly has been a Via 2. This is the FWD Via 2. So there's a lot of Via 2 that we're going to get into in a moment here to talk about the differentiation between this model and previous models and the direction of this model. But before we get too far, do me a favor if you haven't already and like and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned to the end so you can save 10% on the new FWD Via 2. So as I mentioned, the Via has had sort of a complicated history. Like if you're an old Ultra head like me, a million years ago, there was a max cushion zero drop shoe from Ultra called the Duo. It was great. They got rid of it. And then a couple years later, they came out with the Via, which was a max cushion neutral shoe. It was huge, and they did that, but it wasn't that successful. So they came back with the Via 2, and it was supposed to be the next generation of the Via and softer and all this. And it didn't quite hit the mark. And honestly, like we have tried many Via versions in this store and we just haven't had one that has really dug its teeth into our shop history. Like people just haven't gotten all that jazzed about the Via. And they changed it now to the FWD Via, which is a 4mm drop max cushion neutral shoe. And so we went from a Duo to a Via to a FWD Via, and they all have not quite worked. They all just haven't been as soft as I think the brand wanted. And that has sort of been a challenge, is a lot of these brands are trying to make a shoe that competes with the big blue box back there. They're trying to find stuff that's like big and oversized and soft and marshmallowy, and like they wanted that in your head when you pick up any version of the Via, that it's gonna be super soft, but quite frankly, like they just haven't been as soft as I think Ultra wanted. For whatever reason, this shoe just hasn't quite done what they wanted it to do. So a huge focus on the new version of the FWD Via 2 was to make this shoe soft. And so I think that's like the biggest change that we saw on this shoe, is they completely changed the midsole. So now we have this P35 Ego midsole. So it's much softer than it's been. It's more like bouncy. This is what we're gonna start seeing in some of the new Flow and Form line coming out. It's like something that has a little more pop to it. Not only does it have more pop, but it's much squishier when you set into it. And I've now run some miles in this. I ran some miles in the old Via. I walked around in two different shoes, and you can absolutely feel that it's softer. Is it like the old Duo? Is it like the most soft shoe on my wall? Is it like putting on a 1080 or something? No, it's not. But is it definitely softer than we've seen on our previous version of the FWD Via? Yes, it definitely is. Rocking back on your heel, running through it, it definitely has a smoother, faster, bouncier, squishier feel to it. And honestly, we were not gonna carry the new FWD Via 2 in the shop. We've just been kind of burned by this shoe, but we like the updated change to it that we decided to bring it in, and we've fitting people in it. So far, experience has been doing well. People have been excited about the change on it. I will say one thing a couple things of note, really. Well, one, it got a good bit heavier, so just keep that in mind. It's still a 4mm drop. It's still a max cushion shoe, almost the exact same stack height, but we went from like 11.5 to a 12.5 ounce shoe in my size 12s on here. So it did get a little bit heavier. Keep that in mind. But I will just say, a lot of the people that do like the new FWD Via 2 are people coming in looking for a max cushion neutral shoe. Meaning, it's not Ultra people coming in for a Via. It's not like the I love a Torin, so now I've heard great things about the FWD Via 2. This seems to have its own audience to it. And I guess if I had any like, hey, Ultra would be nice, is I think there's a world in which there is a zero drop shoe that's above the Torin. Because right now you have your Torin from Ultra, a zero drop, max cushion neutral shoe. But to me, it's not as max cushion as it could be. Like I wish there was a world in which this shoe existed with a 4mm drop and a zero drop. Because I think you'd get Ultra people that like a Torin but want to pinch more. And I know probably from a unit standpoint, they're trying to separate themselves by having more shoes in that 4mm drop. But I think there's Ultra people that want a little bit more than we've had in the Torin. But this feels a little too different than what old school Ultra people want. But again, this is just what I would like to see. Overall, I think the fit on it is great. I think the new upper is great. You can actually see on this one how much this sort of buckled in. And this, I kept thinking I had paper in it, even though this shoe's been used. It still has just like a puffier, more forgiving depth of shoe. I still wouldn't mind if it was even a little bit bigger, But overall, compared to where it was, I think it's fits wider, fits a little more voluptuous through the forefoot here. It just has an overall nice cushy vibe to it, and definitely more plush than we've seen in any other any other Via that we've seen out there. This is the softest one to date. So I think if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna be happy with the new Forward Via 2. So there you have it, the new Altra Forward Via 2. Couple things that I liked. I like the soft new midsole to it. I think they did a great job on it. Overall, the fit I think is a little better. Big fan of the new upper on this. Yeah, it weighs a pinch more. Yeah, I wish there was a zero drop option in this family from Altra, but overall, I think if you were looking for a soft, high cushion, neutral shoe, I think you'd be pretty happy with the new Forward Via 2. And if you wanted to pick up this bad boy, we'll have a link down below. If you enter promo code WATCHMORE, you'll save 10% on this model and we'll ship it out for free. And if you're in the greater Westminster, Maryland area, stop on by and say hello. There's a good chance you'll catch me while I'm here. Thank you so much. Happy running, and we'll see you around town. Thanks so much for watching. Click the videos on the screen to learn more about some related content.